Hey guys, it's going to be another favorites video for you today, and I'm super excited. This is my first yearly favorites video featured on my beauty channel, so I'm really excited just to share with you some of my favorites that I have grown to love over the year. And it's crazy because in every single video I have, I'm using every single product that I'm going to be talking about, but I use it a lot. These are the products that I've gone through and I've bought repeatedly over the year. Products that I can't live without. My hair is never cooperating, sorry. I thought about creating a December favorites video, but then when I was running out of time, I felt like I was running out of time. And I had a lot of things in December, but then I thought it wasn't that very many things as opposed to creating a favorites video for the year, because of course every yearly favorites that I've seen has tons and tons of products, and we like to talk about every single product. So that's why I thought, well, let me just combine December with the yearly favorites so that I can just include some of the favorites that I have discovered in December and then show you some of my yearly favorites, or all of my yearly favorites that I've been loving. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just start off by showing you some of my favorites in December that I discovered and I totally fell in love with. And I want to start off with the Vice 3. Now this was a funny story because I got this as a gift for my birthday in December, and it was from one of my bestest friends, and you guys know who she is. Her name is Lindsay, and Lindsay, if you're watching this, I love you, and I'm so happy that you gave me this because I have fallen in love with this palette. It's crazy. I did not, this is one of those items where I didn't think I would love it so much, because initially I was not going to buy this. I have Vice 1, Vice 2, and several other palettes from Urban Decay, so my plan was not going to buy this palette, and she surprised me with this palette, and I did not think that I was going to love it so much as I did. But I created this makeup look using this palette, and since I've gotten this palette, I have not been able to put it down. I'm always creating several looks, and I'm actually thinking about doing a color series or a makeup look series using this palette alone, because there are so many color combinations that you can create, so many makeup looks that you can make with this palette alone. So let me know in the comment section down below if you'd like me to create some sort of a color series, and I can just create different combos using this palette. But this palette is still in the stores, and I've seen it in Ulta for sure. I'm not sure if I've seen it in Sephora because I haven't been looking on it. I highly, highly, highly suggest that you get this palette. Get your hands on this palette before it's gone, because you know how the Vice palettes from Urban Decay are so limited. So I suggest you really get your hands on this because this is so amazing. These colors are just, look at that. I just love it. There's an array of different colors, and I love that you have one row on this side that's completely matte. And I was going to make a separate review. Let me know in the comment section down below if you'd like me to make a full review and, I don't know, my thoughts on the palette in general. But I'm already telling you my thoughts, so maybe I don't need to make that separate video. But yeah, I really love this palette, like I said already, so many different times. I recommend it. I love it. And I know if you are an Urban Decay fan like I am, you'll definitely enjoy this palette. Alright, so for my next favorite, it's a clothing item, and I know it's weird because I never really include a clothing item in my favorites video, but I wanted to include this one. And this was gifted to me by my boyfriend, and this was for my birthday also, and I fell in love with it just because he knows my taste so well, and I'm a girly girl, and I love the fact that it's pink and it has lace. And the reason more that I love this sweater is because on the very back it has this lace insert on the very bottom in the back, and it's long sleeves, and of course it's been cold, so I've been wearing this sweater a lot lately, and it's just been so comfortable, and I just love it. It's been one of my favorites, and I don't really have lots of clothing favorites for the month of December. But yeah, that's one of my favorites, and I want to thank my boyfriend also if he's watching my video. Thank you so much, baby. I love that sweater, and I continue wearing it, and I always let you know when I wear it too, so that lets you know that I love it just as much as I love you. I have to check my messages. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I had to take a little mini message break. Alright, so moving on to a skincare item. Now this is a love-or-hate relationship for me. It started as a hate relationship, but then I began to love it. This is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream Intense Therapy for dry skin. At first, I really didn't see a difference in my skin, and I think it's because since my skin changes so much, sometimes products don't really like to work the way they should, or my skin doesn't like to react to it the way it should, but this cream actually brings moisture to my skin, and I've actually been loving it, and this is what I've been using as my go-to for my moisturizer at night. I will be creating a current skincare routine because now I finally have gotten to a point where my skin is actually loving the products that I've been using, and my acne has been under control, so I can't wait to create that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into some of my yearly favorites, and I'm going to go ahead and start with skincare. Skincare, as I said before, the moisturizer is part of my yearly favorites. I'm going to go ahead and go through each category, but really quickly because I don't want to talk too much because then this video would be super long. But for my skincare favorites, and these are items that I've been purchasing repeatedly throughout the year, you guys know what I'm going to say, and it is the Fresh Foaming Cleanser by Neutrogena. This stuff is no joke. It takes off all of my makeup. Now initially I go with a makeup wipe remover first. I have to purchase the Neutrogena hydrating wipes because the hydrating ones give more moisture to my skin and does not dry my skin out. The other ones do, so that is one of my favorites. And then I go in with my Neutrogena Fresh Foaming Cleanser to remove the rest of the makeup I have on my face. And that is my favorites for the skincare. Moving on to primer. Primer for me is, it never used to be essential, and this is, I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about, but I never used to use primer until I realized how important it is to use primer, because primer is used to smooth and give yourself a nice smooth canvas so that you can apply makeup and it's applying very smooth to your skin, and there's not very many times I can say the word smooth. So for primer, I have been loving the Benefit Professional by The Professional, the Pro Balm to minimize the appearance of pores. This has been my baby for this year. I've discovered it. I don't know if I discovered it this year. I'm pretty sure I have, but I've already gone through several bottles of this, and the only downside of this primer is that it is $30 or $31. I think Benefit has raised the price on this primer, and I have not found another primer, but yet alone I haven't even tried other primers, so I have to go in and look for a primer that's similar to this one. But I've had little samples of primers, and I can't stop loving this one. I always go back to this one. This one is a pretty awesome primer to use before your foundation. Alright, so moving on to foundation, I have two that I want to mention that have been my all-time favorites for this year, and I've been purchasing more of them. I mean, I have other foundations, but these are the ones that I repeatedly purchase throughout the year. And for high-end, it is my Naked Foundation by Urban Decay. I've already purchased maybe 2 or 3 bottles within a year. And then for the drugstore brand, it is the L'Oreal True Match, and I'm in the shade W5. And in the summer months, I do go for W6 when I naturally tan. So sometimes I mix in the two because I don't really know, like, because my body, like, let's say for example, my body is actually a little bit darker, so I tend to mix a lighter shade and a darker shade so that they will mix together, and it's not so light and not so dark. But then again, you can always darken it up with some bronzer, as we always do, right? Alright, so for concealer, which is the next one, because I'm going in the order on how I do my face. For concealer, I have to mention 2 of these of my favorites because I've purchased these nonstop. They're drugstore. I have one high-end, and it's by MAC, but I don't use that as much as I use these. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20 Sand. And this is good for under the eyes. It has really great coverage, really opaque, and it has I get minimal creasing with this, but as soon as I set it with the powder, right away, I don't get that much creasing, so it's really, really good. And then this one is by Maybelline also, and it's the Instant Age Eraser of Dark Circles, and this was a neutralizer. Now the only reason why I like this one is because it provides minimal coverage. What did I just do? It highlights the face, so I like to put this also underneath the eyes. Sometimes if I want to, I'll put this one on top of this one just to highlight the areas of my face, and it blends out really well and it minimizes creasing. To set my foundation, you guys know this is a favorite of mine, and it is the Rimmel London Stay Matte Pressed Powder. I have two shades, but I normally use the transparent shade, and I actually have the Silky Beige shade in my go-to makeup bag for touch-ups throughout the day when I want to mattify my skin and also provide some coverage. For bronzer, I definitely did not purchase more than one bronzer in a year, and I guess it's because I don't hardly hit pan on bronzer, but I have to say that my favorite bronzer for this year of 2014 is the BH Cosmetics Diva Bronze. And also, even though I purchased this late in the year, it is the Hoola Bronze, and that's this one by Benefit. I depotted all of my Benefit blushes and bronzers into a Z palette. I'll leave that link down below so you guys can check it out if you want to find it if you guys would find it useful or if it helps you out in any way. But yeah, the Hoola Bronzer has been beautiful, and the BH Cosmetics Diva Bronze is just, I don't know, bronzers to me are huge in a pan, and you don't really hit pan unless you super use a lot, because I don't use a lot. I don't hit pan. I mean, you can see I do contour, but it's not like a massive contour, and I don't contour every single day. So that's it for my bronzers. Next we're going to talk about blush, and I don't have very many favorites on blushes just because I have the Benefit CheekySweetSpot collection. Those are my favorite blushes right now, and that's these right here. Also the Makeup Geek ones. This year was my first year discovering Makeup Geek, and my go-to blushes have been the Makeup Geek, the Benefit blushes, and when I don't know which blush to grab onto when I'm like doing a quick makeup look for the day, I tend to gravitate towards the Too Faced Candy Glow Perfect Flush Blush. And I don't know if you can, I don't know if you can tell that I made a dent into it, but I mean, I still have a lot of product in there, and I've had this for a really long time, but this has been my go-to, and I just love it. You just take a blush brush, sweep it on your face, and walk out the door, and you are done. For highlighter, I am not a big highlighter junkie. I only have maybe 2 highlighters, and that is the What's Up highlighter, and it's really mini. I don't use that as much as I use the Mary Luminizer by The Balm, and I actually discovered this this year also, and I got it at Kohl's. I didn't even know Kohl's sold makeup, but this year was the first year we actually ran into Kohl's for that, and I just love it. It's the perfect highlighter. I mean, it goes with everything, and you can choose whether you want a light wash of this or if you want to cake it up, heavy it up, whatever you want to call it, and put tons and tons of highlighter on it. But yeah, that is my favorite Mary Luminizer highlighter, or highlighter in general. Alright, so moving on to the eyes. I feel like I skipped over the eyes. I went directly to the face, and now I'm going to move on to the eyes. So for the eyes, I'd like to start off with eye primer. And 2 eye primers that have not failed me at all, but who has taken the cake of the year, it has to be the Urban Decay Original Primer Potion. This baby has helped my eyeshadows stay so vibrant, so pigmented, and long lasting. No creasing throughout the day. I have super oily eyelids, and with this primer on, my eyeshadows do not budge. Highly recommend it to anyone. But this I have purchased more than once, and it's been my favorite eyeshadow primer of the year, along with the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer, although this is the one that I gravitate more. And I like this one better than most primers because the consistency of the primer itself is thicker, and it's not liquidy like other primers, but that is my favorite primer. And let me close this drawer so you don't see all that mess. Alright, for eyeshadow, this was a little bit hard for me to decide which palettes were my favorite of the year. I have so many different eyeshadow palettes, it's crazy. But I know for sure the #1 palette that has become my favorite super fast, and I also got it this year, has to be the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, the original one. Thought I heard something. And I got this palette earlier this year, and around the time I started my makeup channel, my beauty channel, I started my beauty channel around this time where I got the palette, and in such little time I've fallen in love with this palette. I love every single color in this palette. The palette smells amazing, which of course, I mean, let's face it, I love chocolate. But I just love the colors, and this is the fact knowing that these eyeshadows are good for your eyes. They have the antioxidants, anti-aging properties, things like that, because of the cocoa powder that are in them. Sorry, I had to take a smell break. It smells amazing. It's crazy. I've had this palette for a little while now, and you can still smell the cocoa. It just does not go away, and I hope it never goes away because I love the smell of this palette. I actually had, the only other palettes that were my favorites were the Naked palettes, but I wasn't using those as much as I was using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. This year I discovered Jessie's Girl, and when I found Jessie's Girl, I had heard nothing but great reviews on this eyeliner. So I had went on, and I had not bought anything from Jessie's Girl before. Went online and I seen an offer at the time from Groupon. You get a 2-pack. A 2-pack of eyeliners for like $7.99 or something like that. So I got a brown and a black in that packet. Oh my goodness. I need to go back to Jessie's Girl website and I need to buy some more. These eyeliners are amazing. They're waterproof, and the tip on how to brush the line on is soft. It's not felt and it's not a hard point, but they're really, really, really good just to brush that line, and they're really soft. They don't tug on your eyelid, which that's why I love them the most. So that was eyeliner. Mascara. Mascara! Oh my goodness, mascara. Okay, so in my videos, you guys have already seen my go-to mascara that I've been using, and it is the CoverGirl Clump Crusher. And I also found Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and the wand make my lashes literally go up without curling them. I can't find my eyelash curler. I don't know why. Don't ask me where it's at because I don't know where it's at. Lashes! And this comes as no surprise to you guys because I never used to wear lashes. And this year I started wearing lashes. And it was really hard to start wearing lashes because I did not know how to wear lashes. So then I started with Ardell's. Now my favorites are the Demi 120s, that's the ones I started throughout the year. And then I tried the Demi Wispies. Oh my goodness. These lashes are amazing. I know that you can get a couple of uses out of them. I take care of them so that I make sure that I can get more uses out of them. They're very affordable. The lash band is very thin because there was one time that I bought from eBay like tons and tons of lashes, but the lash band is so thick I cannot wear them. These, I have no problem popping these babies on my lashes. They go on so seamlessly. The glue that I used to use was the Revlon brush on glue. Didn't smell so nice. And the Duo regular glue was not good for me until I found the brush adhesive Duo glue. Amazing. Anything with a brush, any lash glue with a brush, I highly recommend, because when you use regular glue for your lashes, it comes out as a big blob, and I do not like that, and it's so hard to get glue on your lashes to put them on. Alright, I cannot forget brows. And let me tell you, this year was my first year discovering Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is my ride or die go-to brow tool. I cannot be without this brow tool. I tried using a drugstore knockoff brand that I found. Not good. Not good at all. This is what I need for my brows. What's next? What's the very last thing that we do on our face? Lips! Okay, so let me tell you that this has been a super hard choice to make for lips because I have so many lip products. First off, I discovered MAC this year. Kind of crazy. When I did, I was like, what? The one thing that I noticed about MAC lipsticks, they smell so good. I don't know, they give off kind of like a chocolatey scent. But I have to say that my favorites from MAC this year has to be the Cream Sheen Modesty shade, and it's because I only have 3 shades of MAC. I know it's crazy, but I'm afraid that if I go to the MAC and I buy lipsticks like crazy, yeah, I won't be I'll be in trouble, literally. I will be in trouble because I know for a fact that I will buy every single shade that I love. But that's Modesty, and I just love this as a cream sheen nude shade by MAC. This year I discovered Hearts of Flame by MAC, and it's a beautiful dark, I can't really explain it. Hearts of Flame. Maybe that's how I can explain it. It's Hearts of Flame. I want to thank you guys so much for viewing that video. I have over 2,000 views on the Hearts of Flame MAC A Novel Romance video, and I'm just blown away. Over 2,000 people saw that video, and I'm just blown away by that. My Urban Decay lipsticks. I have two of them. One of them is Naked 2, and the other one is called Naked. Naked 2 is more of a pale nude, and that's this one right here. And these don't smell any certain type of way, but the coverage, the creaminess, everything there is about these lipsticks, I just can't. This has been my #1 go-to lipstick for this year, and this is the shade Naked by Urban Decay. And I know there are a couple more shades that I want to buy, but that's the shade right there. It's the perfect pinky nude. I just love it. I actually have it on my lips right now. For glosses, the only glosses that I've been using non-stop have to be these. My NYX Butter glosses, I found them this year also, and I've got like almost every single pink color that you can see in the collection. And then of course, with the exception of a dark purple, dark red, and oranges, which I haven't really ventured into, but I really want to get into that this year. Get into more bold, bam in your face colors like orange, and just, you know, step out of my comfort zone and just use different colors. I have tons of other favorites that of course would make this video super long if I had mentioned them all. You know this video would be super long because lippies are everyone's favorite. Alright guys, so the only thing that I think I have left to mention are brushes. Like, this is my little decoration. But these are all my brushes from Sedona Lace and from Sigma. I have a mixture of them plus a little bit of e.l.f. Throughout the year I have discovered these, and they're a little over a year old. The Sedona Lace ones have been great to me. They're super affordable. The Sigma are also super affordable, and the Jaclyn Hill collection that was available earlier this year was one of the collections that I got my hands on, and I have been loving that collection non-stop. If you want me to go in detail on my brushes in my brush collection that I have, just let me know in the comment section down below and I can make a separate video just talking about my makeup brushes. Oh wait, one more thing. I have to mention this because I discovered it and I loved it. It indeed changed my life, and it is the Beauty Blender. And it's a little dirty because I used it on this makeup look today, but OMG, okay, this Beauty Blender is awesome. The price point is not so great, and I haven't found really good dupes. I did a dupe video earlier in the year, last year, finding some dupes for this Beauty Blender, but it does not compare. This is so soft. It puts the makeup on so amazingly, and your makeup looks so blended out, looks so well. Luckily I have a backup, and then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy me another one because these Beauty Blenders are freaking awesome. Alright guys, so I believe that wraps up my yearly favorites combined with some of my December favorites, and I think that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything to show you guys and just share with you. I hope you guys enjoyed this yearly favorites combined with my December favorites. Again, let me know what your comments are or any thoughts that you may have down below, and you give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Bye!
Hey guys, welcome back. No. So I just wanted to go ahead and show you some of my favorites that I had heard nothing but great reviews. Alright guys, so I believe that